A little birdie told me you wanted to start a mail club. You just have no idea how to start, how to get people interested. Perhaps you're feeling a little overwhelmed because everyone on this app that's a creative has also started a mail club. So should I even start one too? Well, I'm going to tell you everything I did to start my own snail mail club. Let's dive right in. Hey, my name's Chantal. I am a watercolor artist and illustrator. Amongst other things, you may have seen me writing and illustrating my really big picture book, ADENA'S. It is a big, long project, years in the progress, and I am illustrating and revealing one page at a time. I'm taking people along the journey of what it's like to write, illustrate, and one day self-publish a picture book. And I wanted to take people more personally behind the scenes, the successes, the failures, very transparent in a vulnerable way of what my journey is like. So I decided to launch a mail club. That was the reason behind why I started. And it leads us into the most important point that I am probably going to make in this entire video is, why do you want to start a mail club? So before you start thinking, before you start dreaming, before you start researching, my biggest question to you is, why do you want to start a mail club? For me, starting my mail club was a way that I could reflect back on every month and how I felt about my process in my children's book, how I could take people personally along the journey, behind the scenes, into things that aren't usually talked about on social media or on my YouTube channel or on my Instagram, on my failures, my successes, and all the vulnerable musings I have whilst I am going on this really big journey. And it was also a way for me to inspire other people to get creative, to pursue their dreams, and to connect with their inner child and curiosities through the art and the little activities that I send in the letter every single month. And the reason that you need a solid foundation into why you are creating your mail club is because it is hard work. You have to enjoy snail mail for what it is. You have to have passion behind the art form. You have to love what snail mail stands for as putting out tangible media. You have to love that ethos and that meaning and everything that encompasses snail mail, because if you don't have that authenticity, you're not gonna want to create mail every month. It's going to be a chore, and I don't want it to be a chore for you. And perhaps if you started mail because you think it's a craze, it's trendy, perhaps starting a mail club isn't for you. Perhaps something else is in the works for what you want to do and what you want to create. And the other thing that I have to say is that if you want to start a mail club because you think it's a great income stream, stop right now. Unless you already have an established social media following that, loves buying art prints from you primarily, it's going to be really hard for you to hit the ground running. It's going to be a lot of work, and you probably won't make money unless you go viral. Honest truth is that the creators that have really big snail mail followings, two things. Number one, they've been doing it for years and they are very consistent. Or number two, they've gone viral. So think about why you want to start a mail club, what's in it for you, and perhaps what you want to give out and inspire in the world. Why do you want to start? It needs to come from a place of authenticity, otherwise it's going to be a lot of hard work for you. So now you know why you want to start a mail club. The other thing that you need to be successful is a brand identity or a theme. You need an overarching theme for your mail club in order to find your audience and give them a reason to sign up. Because this is a heavily oversaturated market with, I've seen hundreds of different mail clubs over the past few months opening up. The more unique, the more special your mail club is and what you are offering, the easier it will be for you to find an audience and a community. The reality is, the more you are offering at a lower price point, the more willing people will sign up to your mail club. So let's go into a few different mail clubs if you're struggling for ideas or you don't really know what's already out there. I have seen poem clubs, I have seen writing clubs, I have seen print clubs that just send out a print a month, I have seen sticker and print clubs, I've seen just sticker clubs where they just send out stickers, I have seen tutorial clubs where they send out a tutorial and a print of that tutorial of what it's meant to look like. And I have seen origami clubs where you create your own origami. I have seen architecture clubs. I have seen all different clubs in all different mediums. I have seen so many different clubs. Now, there are pros and cons to starting a mail club from scratch, or if you're putting it out there to your already existing audience. Let's go through them. If you have an already existing audience or community, it might be easier for you to hit the ground running and to get people signed up in the very first month to your mail club. But if you also want to deviate a little bit from your current brand identity, then it's going to be difficult for you to find an audience. When you're putting content out to the algorithm, it's going to push out the same content that's gone viral before. That's what the algorithm learns from. So if you want to put out different types of content to promote your mail club, the algorithm's not going to vibe with that. So it might be easier for you to even create a brand new social media page, which is what I have done, because over the years I have catered my algorithm to push out storytelling content longer on the short form apps like TikTok and Instagram. That if I want to post short videos, maybe 5 to 20 seconds, the algorithm of my current social media page goes, I don't think so. So I decided to start a brand new Instagram page for my mail club. Maybe that's something that you'd like to do as well. I did have 25 people sign up to my mail club in the very first month with very little marketing, because I already have an audience of people that love my art and the work that I'm putting out in the world. Second thing, if you're starting from scratch, it's going to take a lot more marketing to hit the ground running. However, you have the freedom to create an entire new brand identity to whatever you want. And you're also creating content specifically for your mail club. So when you do go viral, it will be for your mail club, meaning that more people are going to sign up and follow along your journey. And when you do get those people following along, it's because they're following along for your mail club. So they're specifically there to follow along for your mail club. And that means that they're going to be more engaged and you're going to have more sales because of that. So there's pros and cons to starting from scratch or having an existing social media following. You can definitely 100% start from scratch if that's you out there and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're like, I can't even do this. Start from scratch. So what is included in a mail club? I honestly suggest that you go out and you research different mail clubs and what they include in their little letter and how much they price it for. I think there is so much inspiration out there that you don't have to look very far in order to kind of gauge what you could price or what you could include in your own. I'm going to go through a breakdown of my own so you guys have an example. So my mail club is $14 Australian, $9 USD every month, and I send out a letter which kind of goes through the behind the scenes of what it's like to write, illustrate a picture book. Some of my letter themes have been about why I paint for my inner child, how you can be more curious in your life. It can be about how to focus on your story, your art, and how a hike in Switzerland changed my outlook on creating art. And then I also have every single month the star of the show, which is my whimsical watercolor fine art print. It's A6. I sign them all. All of my art is about inspiring your inner child. It's very whimsical, very nostalgia, and they're also very detailed. I print them as a fine art print, so all the little details are captured. And then because I want to give something for people to use in their life or to inspire their own journey, I have started sending out little coloring sheets. I also send out stickers. I'm sure you can think of ways that you could be on brand to your own mail club and what you want to include. Another piece of advice that I would give is be consistent with what you are offering. It is okay, however, to experiment with what you want to include, and you'll never know what you will love and what works if you don't put your art out into the world. You may find you start with including some items in your mailbox that you change to another. However, consistency is key. So as soon as you have found out what you want to include in your mailbox, stick to it. It has taken me 3 months of experimenting with my schedule, what works for me with my current art, and what I want my mail club to be about. And I've finalized that every month my mail is going to include a watercolor sticker, a watercolor print, and a watercolor or coloring page. And this consistency is going to allow you to market your art easier and find your target audience. Another question I see people ask all the time is whether they should start their own website or use a third-party platform like Patreon. And personally, I 100% recommend paying and building your own website, especially if this is something that you want to grow in the future. Firstly, is because many third-party platforms will actually take quite big fees, and if you're just running a mail club, a subscription, and you're not really building an online community in the sense of sharing your art and tips and tricks in other ways, then perhaps having your own website where you can just focus on the mail might be more beneficial in the long run. Because you can't just convert all your subscribers from your third-party app back over to your website when you do want to. It's also easier to export shipping details and collect payment on your own website usually, so keep an eye out on platforms that give you that freedom, and also think about where you want to take this mail club in the future. Do you want to keep it a little small size, or do you want to grow it? Secondly, the most important point is that the less clicks away people are, the less effort they have to go to into entering their credit card details to pay for and sign up for the mail club, the more likely they are going to do it. And if they have to create a login or a new profile for a third-party app, sometimes that will prevent them from signing up. Thirdly, let's quickly talk suppliers, and this will depend entirely on the quality you want to offer and also what type of size your mail club is, where you live in the world. Because personally my work is really detailed, it wouldn't work for postcards, and I actually need to get them printed as fine art prints to, encapsulate that detail. I also live on an island, so I actually get all of my fine art prints done off island in a print factory in Australia. If you want something cheaper and your art isn't that detailed, I know many snail clubs that use Vistaprint for their postcards, which is quite affordable and also quite quick in their delivery. If you want to start a sticker club, then I recommend probably buying them from a supplier or an office shop that maybe is in your local town before you buy all the equipment. Experiment first with what you want to put out there, and then if you gain traction, you can always buy the equipment later. Personally, I know Sticker Warehouse and Sticker Mule are two sticker companies in Australia that are quite affordable and have great quality. Paper, envelopes, and everything like that I find at any office shop, or I go searching online to buy it as well. Finding a supplier that works best for you and your journey is a process of experimentation that you will have to take and work out.
All right, let's get into everybody's favorite topic. My favorite topic. I'm being genuine. I love marketing. I love getting creative with my marketing. I love the analytics behind it. I love the psychology behind marketing. I love creating videos for my art, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. Let's get into it. How on earth do I market my mail club? How on earth do I get people to sign up to my mail club? I have found 2 ways that people have grown their mail club to hundreds or even 1,000 subscribers. 2 ways. Listen closely, guys. Number 1 is that they have been doing it for a really long time. They are really consistent with their output of quality in their mail club, and they deliver to their community every single month. They've been doing it for months. They've been doing it for years. And that's the reason that they have been able to grow their mail club. The second reason is that they've gone viral. If you have grown your mail club to hundreds of subscribers in a short amount of time, the reality is you're putting out either a lot of content every single day, or 2, that content has gone viral. So you're thinking, Chantal,
But how do I actually create videos for my mail club? How do I actually get people to sign up, to get interested into wanting to be my mail club? And it comes back to our very first chapter. You need to tell your story. You need to create videos that tell people why you started your mail club and what your mail club is about. I want to go onto your social media page and I want that video pinned. That is your most important video. Your why is the number one reason that people will buy your product. The other thing is how to go viral. So many people ask me, how do you go viral? Do you know when you're going viral? If you're growing your community, you're growing your social media following, going viral for one thing might not be smart. But if you want to get your mail club out there and if you want people to buy and subscribe to your mail club, then going viral might be on the horizons for you. And I've identified over the years, creating content for my art and putting it out into the world, that there's 3 different ways you go viral. Usually every single video that goes viral will tick off 1 to 3 of these things. The number one reason is if it's different, new, or exciting. That's what I mean when I said before, if the more unique, the more special your mail club is, and it isn't on the market yet, or people haven't seen or heard about it, the easier it is to gain a new following or gain people that want to subscribe to your mail. The other thing is if it's bigger or better, and I don't just mean that physically, I mean that if it's, this kind of ties into the first thing, but if it's bigger or better than it's been done before, people are more likely to subscribe to your mail club. The higher quality your video footage is of you showing your mail club and the lifestyle that you're creating around your mail club, the more likely people are going to take interest into it. Last thing that you go viral for is being controversial. If you have a hook or a story that is going against the grain or going against the norm, the more likely you're going to go viral for. I had only one of my videos from my mail club go viral, and because I said that I was starting to create merch for my picture book before it was published, and that's a big no-no in the publishing industry, at least traditionally. So those are the 3 different ways to go viral if you're looking to get your mail club out there with as many eyes on it. I also do have an entire YouTube video that goes into depth about how you can create a social media strategy for your small business without relying on trends or performing to the algorithm. So if that's something you're interested in, I will leave it up here, but that's all the marketing we're going to go into for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video really provided some transparency into what goes behind the scenes into starting and operating a mail club, and I would love to see if you started your own. Link them down below, and of course if you want to sign up to mine and you'd like your own little nostalgic inspiring your inner child in the coming months, then the link is in my description. I'd love to have you guys along. I can't wait to show you what I've been creating for November and December launches. It's going to be so exciting. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.